If you were to start your company, Immersed, back on day one again, with what you know now, what's the number one thing you would do differently?
I would be more careful about who I allowed to invest in the company, because I definitely had a lot of, landmines that I just didn't know were there in the angel VC side of things. But then sort of the silver lining was during that process, I did meet one VC called Sovereigns Capital. It's actually a Christian VC firm. They're freaking awesome. And I love them to date. They're the only VC in the world that like I will go seek out to make sure any company I build, I want them to be on my cap table. So I will say, just make sure that you not only need the money when you're fundraising, but also the money that you're getting is coming from people who you really do trust, and people you could at least people you know that are going to lift you up rather than sort of tear you down. So I would do that definitely very, very differently. And then also I would require more proof from people who pitch stuff to me, if that makes sense. Meaning, I didn't realize I was as trusting as of a person, especially back then, as I am now, or I'm not as much trusting now. Like, meaning, so back then, if you pitched me the idea of like, oh, hey, dude, like I want to be this C-level person at your company and I'm going to do X, Y, Z, whatever. For me, like, I'd be like, I should be cautiously optimistic. Like, oh yeah, that'd be great if you did that. But instead, back then I used to be like, oh, you're going to do that? Holy crap. Okay, cool. Here's this much equity. Or if you're going to do that, okay, here's this much money if they're like an external partner or something. But rather like looking at the track record resume wise, or looking at the portfolio if they're an external partner wise, right? Or just really doing more due diligence on who we work with. Because if there's such a high bar to hit product market fit, well, obviously your partners and the people that you work with, they need to meet that high bar too.